Okay, sorry for the delay, everyone. Had to figure out how to get this stream going on YouTube. Welcome back. PPR was off last week, of course, due to Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everybody had a great time. And now we're back to racing. So, here at Russia, we have 15 drivers ready to hopefully set valid laps. Russia, a very tough track, a lot of 90-degree turns. Got to carry a lot of speed, get on the throttle early, and keep that lap valid. Time penalties will be a huge factor at this track. We're going to let these drivers show what they're made of as I hop into a party quickly. We can catch some of these drivers making their way around the track. Sorry about that. I had to get some quick bites of food in me. Killer F1 is on the mediums now. He's going to try his luck at beating some of these soft runners. Perpetual Rain coming out on top of its Derry for the moment. So 130.7, your provisional pole time. The top 5 times, pretty solid bankers, if you will. Can expect drivers to go a little bit faster, maybe a mid to low 130. See if anybody can get into the 129s. It's Killer F1 trying another lap. He did a 1:31.9, but oh, never mind. He's not got any ERS on. See, Indian Cyclone, I heard, is very quick around this track. We're going to have to wait for him to complete this lap before he starts off. Tazonic on his hot lap. Oh, he just invalidates, cuts the curb a little too much. Shadow Wolf. As we have, I believe, 10 whole dollars up into fourth. Yeah, you have to really launch yourself off that corner, but make sure that you don't ride too much curb the wrong way. Shadow Wolf going to send it in the last corner. What's it going to be? It's a 1:31.0. Great lap by Shadow Wolf. He's going to want to improve on that for sure. He's got time. Brackish just enjoying life at the moment. Not sure if he's on a hot lap. It's probably just his warm-up lap. Brackish is going to cross the line. It's a 1:31.9. Delirious heading out right now. Indian Cyclone starting his hot lap. Let's ride on board with him. It's looking good so far for Indian Cyclone. If you can have a nice third sector here, this could be provisional pole for the moment. It's a 1:30.4 by Indian Cyclone. What a lap, and that will put him on provisional pole. So Dury trying to beat his lap. Currently up by 900ths. Dury's just rounding the last two corners. Gonna send it in here. 1:30.5, so improves on his lap by just under 4/10, but not enough to beat Indian Cyclone. Perpetual Rain's going to warm up and go for another one. Shadow Wolf heading back into the pits. Ace, let's see if he can find himself near his teammate. And it's a 1:30.495, so Williams currently sitting pretty in second and third positions, and the other Mercedes power car, the actual Mercedes customer team, they're in P1 at the moment. King Kirk will want to try to find his teammate closer on the grid. Tazonic heading back into the pits, unsighted port, not on a lap. Killer F1 now on softs. Let's see what he can do on his soft hot lap. Oh, misses one apex, but is able to keep the car on the track. Killer basically hooking up every other apex on this circuit so far. Let's see how he does in the second half. It's up by 7/10 at the moment. Of course, he is in P last. He's gonna have to really send it here. Oh, gets a little bit of a snap. What's it gonna be though? It's a 130.7, so a lot of 130s. Some great laps by these drivers. They are quick bunch. D2 probably just as fast as D1. The only difference, of course, they use assists. Let's check out Money Hustard on a hot lap. He's now all the way down in P12 when just after his first lap, he was about P2, P3. So all these times coming down, track evolution playing a key factor. Let's see if Money Hustard can take advantage. So currently up by 5,000, so might not see too much of an improvement. He's going to really send it in this last sector and get into the top 10. It's looking highly unlikely at this moment. Decides he's going to go back into the pits. A good call by Money Hustard. He can go on some fresh softs and go back out. Downward leaf purples the second sector. Downward leaf improves by half a tenth, and you see how much that improves his starting position. So his times very close together. Brackish with a 131.0. A great lap by him. Let's see who else is out on a lap. Shadow Wolf currently invalidated. Is he going to go for another one, or is he trying to get back into the pits? Tazonic is on a lap. See how he can improve. Oh, and Tazonic goes a bit too wide on entry and invalidates there. So he has plenty of time to just cool down the engine, and he has no choice but to stay out and do another lap unless he's content with P15 on the grid. Ghosty on his outlap. Everybody in the back half of the grid basically on an outlap. So both Williams drivers will want to challenge for pole. Let's see. So Tizonic will start his final lap. It's looking very smooth by Tizonic, but will it be fast enough? Currently hooking up every corner. So 131.1, so Tizonic will improve to P13. King Kirk aborts his lap, 10 whole dollars. His unsighted port goes up into P3. 10 whole dollars now bumps him down. Track evolution here. It's crazy. Dury has invalidated. Delirious, our championship leader, down in P7 at the moment. King Kirk has retired. Ghosty, that'll be the end of the day for him. So top 10 locked in. Just depends what the order is going to be. So Perpetual Rain won't be able to change anything. Delirious, what can he do? And it's 130.426. So wow, just 100th off of Indian Cyclone. Indian Cyclone, can he match it? It's a 130.1. I'm out of here, guys. What was that? Indian Cyclone. Only needs 2 laps. Just puts in some bangers. That's P1 for Indian Cyclone. Pole position. Get in there, Cyclone. So it does look a bit gloomy. So we have overcast skies. as drivers are underway for their formation lap. So Indian Cyclone P1, Delirious P2. So King Kirk and Money Hustard both opting for medium tires. Of course, in the first 5 laps, the softs will dominate the mediums, but then the mediums will start coming into play after 5 laps. And these drivers will be able to go, let's say, about 15, 17 laps before they decide to put on the softs. Of course, 27 laps in total. Very easy track on tire wear, so you're definitely going to want to get it right on the strategy. Let's see if we have a predicted pit stop strategy come up so it can give us an idea when these drivers will be thinking of pitting. Let's get ready for an intense race where if anybody gets a time penalty, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody did, as we just saw our predicted pit stop strategies. So looking about going into the low teens, maybe 12 to 14 laps, and pitting onto the mediums from there. Actually, I think it was 10 to 12 laps was the pit window, which would make a lot more sense. So Indian Cyclone now in the 3rd sector, approaching one of the 2 sections of the track that has a little bit of elevation. Not sure who the Alfa Romeo was there. Looking like he almost was going to hit the wall. Now we have a penalty menu, of course, which we will be showcasing later in the race. So right now, any predictions for your podium? Any predictions for a driver you want to see climb through the field, or you expect to? I think Shadow Wolf is going to show some good pace from 11th. I would watch out for him. And I would also watch out for King Kirk and Money Hustard, who are on mediums, trying the alternate strategy. And Indian Cyclone gets a very bad start. He's already down in P3. Delirious takes P1. Ace is going side by side with him. Oh my god, this is not going to end well. But somehow it does. Oh, wing damage. Is that downward leaf? Downward leaf loses an M plate. Money Hustard and Kirk down at the bottom of the grid. Tazonic making up some places. Ghosty as well. Oh, and we have a Ferrari. That's Killer F1 and Downward Leaf. They are both off. Shadow Wolf back in 13th now, so something must have happened to him. And 10 whole dollars now up into P2. Tight fight for what looks to be P6 at the moment. And Ghosty going down the inside of Perpetual Rain. Invent very deep. Perpetual Rain's going to go back at him around the outside. And they're going to go too wide. Ghosty really taking the inside line there. Fair racing by both drivers. Perpetual Rain will back out for now. Oh, and Brackish is on the outside of him. Brackish gives Perpetual Rain back the position. Quite unfortunate there. Tazonic is ahead of all of them. You have 2 Renaults. You have King Kirk and Tazonic side by side. King Kirk breaking later on the mediums. Tazonic, oh, and they've touched. Tazonic will keep his, almost cut the traction, but lost it on the exits. Shadow Wolf, unfortunately, getting a new wing. It's Indian Cyclone in P4 now. Hey Ace is in the lead. 10 whole dollars in P2. So we do have DRS now. Perpetual Rain will try to get DRS. Does he have it? No, he does not have DRS on King Kirk. Interesting. Unsighted port getting close to the lead train. Look at that. 5 drivers all in the DRS train right now. Dury has now caught up as well. So we have what looks to be 7 drivers in a big DRS train at the front of the grid. This unsighted port goes fastest. 135.2, great lap. And Cyclone is going to want to go around the outside of Delirious. Are they both going to fit? Delirious pulls out. Cyclone might have just taken a warning, but definitely well worth it. Delirious losing 2 places there for being cautious into turn 1. Oh, unsighted port misses Apex a little bit. Delirious still on the back of him, pulling out for some clean air for a second. Cool down the engine. Ghosty gets a 3-second time penalty. That's our first time penalty of the day. Oh, and Ace gets a time penalty as well, as he has actually been overtaken by 10 whole dollars. Unsighted port, very close to Cyclone. It's 10 whole dollars goes fastest, 134.7. That's a great lap. Perpetual Rain overtaking King Kirk on the straight. Oh, gets a little bit twitchy, but should hold on to the position. King Kirk's very close to him, though. Let's keep up with this exciting DRS train at the front. 6 drivers altogether. Championship leader looking good in P5 for the moment. Of course, started P2 on the grid. Indian Cyclone started P1. But we have the P3 and P4 starters that seem to have gotten the top 2 positions. Of course, Slipstream very powerful at this track, especially going into turn 1. And Brackish picking up a 3-second time penalty. The key to Russia, quite simple. Try to stick in the DRS train, just keep it safe, don't get any time penalties. Very easy to rack them up. And it can definitely hurt your time at the end. Always a good idea to try not to get any penalties. Drive as clean as you can, and then leave it to your driving. Is getting to that part of the race where we're going to be a little bit bored probably for the next 4 laps, I would say, until one of the soft runners decides to come in, maybe go for an undercut, get on those mediums, because now those mediums will be starting to get faster and they'll be starting to work better. Unsighted port getting very close to Indian Cyclone, but not close enough. Can he have a run on him here? Doesn't look like it. An unsighted port getting a little bit squirrely, of course. Tires might be starting to lose grip, and these tough corners only getting tougher. You gotta throw the car in there, and if without that grip, you'll be sliding around. So he's gonna try to catch back up to Indian Cyclone, but hasn't lost too much time. Really hoping to see some overtakes soon. Two medium runners are battling currently in 9th and 10th. Unsighted port losing a little bit of grip again. He might want to be one of the first drivers that thinks about going for an undercut. But of course, everybody else in the DRS train. Hey Ace actually looking pretty good right now because Hey Ace has quite a bit of ERS saved up. $10 doesn't have that much. Unsighted port, Indian Cyclone, both low on ERS. Same with Delirious. Dury doing a little bit of a better job, but now he's out of the DRS zone, so he's going to have to try to push, get back in there. Maybe think about going for an undercut as well. Hey Ace looking very good for ERS though. Perpetual Raid looking good as well. King Kirk has almost everything. The other medium starter, Money Hustard, probably half as much ERS as King Kirk. And then his teammate. So Dury is going for the undercut. I think it's a good move here. Definitely risky, but definitely merits the reward. Mediums can definitely go to the end now. Not sure what that was about. He forgot to release his clutch. It's $10 still being chased by Hey Ace, who's being chased by Cyclone, who's being chased by Unsighted Port, who's being chased by Delirious. These top 5 inseparable at the moment. But of course, Ace looking like he is in the best position as he does have quite a bit of ERS to play with. Unsighted port, still very close to Cyclo, but still can't find a way to get by. Oh, and maybe now is his chance. Cyclo goes deep. Unsighted port, making it very close. Ace now starting to use his ERS, but not really too good effect. He's still behind 10 whole dollars and somehow got a time penalty from that. I didn't even know that was a time penalty, but of course, track limits, very tough around here. Ace might want to consider pitting here. Seems like he doesn't have the grip that he needs anymore. Oh, and Ace has lost it. Unsighted port, closing the door. Now 10 whole dollars is going to pit. Very smart move. Cyclone has saved up ERS, so now he's going to try to chase unsighted port. And they're both going to try to get on some fresher mediums and attack the others later on in the race. King Kirk and Money Hustard currently in 6th and 7th, still very close to each other. Brackish heading into the pits as well. Now, will any of these drivers pit? Brackish gets another 3-second time penalty. Perpetual Rain falling down the order. Perpetual Rain has lost it. Indian Cyclone heads into the pits. Unsighted port staying out. Delirious staying out. Let's see if the overcut ends up working here. Delirious might want to try to get to within a second of unsighted port so we can get some DRS as well. King Kirk getting by Darky Ghosty, so now Money Hustard will try to have a go. Of course, those mediums still going strong. Ghosty thinking about going into the pits, but doesn't actually go in the pits. Very bold strategy. Puts him right on the front of Money Hustard. Money Hustard has a good run here. And that one move by Ghosty giving Money Hustard position there. Interesting stuff between the two. 10 whole dollars is up into P4 now. Indian Cyclone coming out on the mediums. He's ahead of Unsighted Port. So actually Indian Cyclone had undercut the lap before, so Port and Delirious not really helping out their positions too much, but they are on mediums now. Ace further back, presumably for a wing change or for the spin that he had with the contact with Unsighted Port. His teammate Dury close behind him. Brackish rounds up your top 10 for the moment. And seems like DRS isn't really a thing anymore. We have one soft runner and two medium runners who are still going strong on their tires. The medium runners will want to go for at least another couple of laps. But so far, looking to be a solid day for both King Kirk and Money Hustler. Don't want to jinx them though. Indian Cyclone currently the fastest man on the track. Unsighted Port gets a 3-second time penalty. So far, the top two, 10 hole and Indian Cyclone, no time penalties. Of course, King Kirk, Money Hustler don't have time penalties as well, but they have to pit. Delirious P6 at the moment, so Delirious has his eyes on another podium. King Kirk just saving that ERS. And they have actually gained time on... Have they gained time on 10 whole dollars? Seems like they're gaining a little bit of time. So 10 whole dollars not able to make up any time on them right now, so those softs are going to work very nice. Will they think about pitting this lap, or they're going to stay out for another one? So King Kirk and Money Hustard staying out for another lap. Dury getting by his teammate. $10 starting to gain some time. These medium runners will want to pit now. Brackish on the heels of Darky Ghosty. Let's look at the penalties, shall we? So basically everyone that has penalties has the same amount of penalties. So it's almost like you either get them or you don't. Unsighted port, the only one with 3 seconds. The other 5, hit ace, ghosty, brackish, perpetual rain, downward leaf, they all have 6 seconds of time penalties. Now surely these front two have to come into the pits now, and they're staying out, so praying for a safety car, I guess. This Money Hustler is still very close. Will they finally pit this lap? Money Hustler electing to stay out. King Kirk is going to get that fresh rubber. So let's see where King Kirk actually comes back out. So King Kirk coming back out in what looks to be P8. So P8 at the moment for King Kirk. If he stays within that gap to Hey Ace, which I'm sure he will with the fresh softs, then he's going to have a Hey Ace as well. So Kirk looking very good to keep pushing. Not sure if he can keep up with this top 5 or reach them at some point in the race, but P6 is definitely looking really realistic for the Mercedes driver. Now Money Hustler still out there. Is Money Hustler going to pit now? Oh, Brackish getting his 9th second of time penalties. Money Hustler coming into the pits. So let's see where he's going to feed out. Unsighted port. And Indian Cyclone having a nice little battle. $10 missing his turning point, and unsighted port now all over the back of him. Brackish will pit again. King Kirk getting by Hey Ace, so now King Kirk gonna look at it's Dury. And Money Hustard very close to Ace right now as well, so Money Hustard still in the battle with King Kirk, but King Kirk has a plethora of ERS at his disposal, so gonna look to dispose of Dury on the straight here. King Kirk absolutely flying at the moment. Money Hustard still has to get by these two Williams drivers. Can he get a good launch here? It looks like he has a good launch. Money Hustler going to try to stay within King Kirk's range. Oh, Money Hustler going very deep. Now Money Hustard's turn to get on the DRS and pass its Dury. King Kirk setting the fastest lap with a 1:33. 10 whole dollars, picking up a time penalty. Meanwhile, Unsighted Port is actually in P1 now. Completely got lost in the other battle. So we have a yellow in sector 3. It's looking to be perpetual rain once again. Perpetual rain retiring in the pits. Start lap 22, 6 laps to go, and unsighted port now in the lead. But will time penalties take this win away from him? Money Hustard with a 1:33.5, so response to Kirk's fastest lap. Indian Cycling so far on course for a win, and Delirious on course for P2. King Kirk catching up to the top 4 now. He actually might be able to do it in the remaining laps. Let's see if he can. Shadow Wolf setting the fastest lap, 1:32.8. Ace just tagging along with his teammate, trying to hold on to P7 and P8. Money Hustard very close to Kirk, who seems to be gaining around a second per lap on the drivers in front of him. Brackish getting another 3-second time penalty. So we're on board with King Kirk, who is steadily gaining on the front 4. He now has them in his sights. The gap is now just over 4 seconds. Might not be enough. So Brackish cuts another corner. Indian Cyclone now in P2, so $10 falling off, unsighted port, driving out of sight. Killer F1 very close to Darky Ghosty now. So this is the battle for P9. Delirious gets by $10. And that is the reason. End plate damage. That'll do it to you. So P4 looking realistic for King Kirk. $10 sending it on Delirious though. Side by side. And this battle is going to bring King Kirk and Money Hustard right into the fray. As they keep going wheel to wheel, $10 trying to do whatever he can with that wing damage. But Delirious ends up taking the position right back. Shadow Wolf getting a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Ace is actually ahead of Dury. Money Hustard, King Kirk very close to $10 and Delirious. This is going to be a crazy finish. Money Hustard can get P4 here based off of time penalties alone. King Kirk and $10 really fighting it out. Ghosty gets back past Killer F1. So far, looking at our fastest lap, so Shadow Wolf still has the fastest lap, although out of the top 10, it looks like it is Money Hustard. Tizonic full minute behind the field. Position change, King Kirk and Money Hustard proving that the medium descent is actually a very good strategy here. Money Hustard looks to be getting driver of the day. Darky Ghosty makes up positions as well. An unsighted port coming out of nowhere. P1 at the moment. Of course, Indian Cyclone very close behind him. And Indian Cyclone looks to be taking the win from Cole. Great race by Indian Cyclone. Money Hustler finishing P4. And Dury looking to grab P7 from his teammate. Killer F1 finishing P9. Ghosty finishing P10. So that is it. Delirious with another podium. Indian Cyclone with another victory. So Mercedes looking tough in that constructors battle with P1 and P5. Money Hustler with a great result for the Renault team. Williams doing a decent job, but definitely know that they left some points on the table, especially Ace. And that is it for our D2 stream. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled on the D3 result. They're on lap, just about to start their last lap right now. We thank you for watching us. PPR Esports will be back next week for Division 2 and Division 3 at Japan, of course. And stay tuned for Division 1 coming up in just over 15 minutes.